How's it going, my peeps? And speaking of peeps, this is my prediction, my simulation for Christian versus Cody Rhodes this Sunday at No Way Out. It's going to be for the IC title, the Intercontinental Championship. Your new champion, Christian, defending his title in a rematch against Cody Rhodes, was a great Intercontinental Champion. He lost the title, so that's unfortunate, but while he held that title for a good, 8 months, well, his first reign, where he initially defeated Ezekiel Jackson back in August of 2011, he held that title up until WrestleMania time, which is in April 2012, so 8 months, and then he went on to win back the title, the pay-per-view, right after at Extreme Rules from the Big Show again, and then he held on to that title for almost a month, not exactly a month, about 20 days or 21 days until Christian won the title off of him. But going back to Rhodes' first IC title victory when he won it off Ezekiel Jackson, that was the start of the IC title getting value back, getting its value back, its prestige back. Previously when Ezekiel Jackson was a champion, when Wade Barrett was a champion, for a couple of years, the IC title wasn't viewed that importantly, the title wasn't defended that much, and you had a lot of people complaining, that, hey man, the IC title, or the division for the IC title, the contenders, aren't that great, the title isn't being defended on a regular basis, there's no storylines behind the matches for, the IC title, and it wasn't just the IC title, it was also the US title. But I'm gonna stick to talking to the IC title in this video to stay on topic here. So yeah, for a couple of years there, the IC title just wasn't, it was unfortunately not as important anymore. At least it looked like that. But actually, looking back at the past champions, let's say the past 4 years, I'd say the last great champion, apart from Rhodes here, the last great champion was Kofi Kingston, in my opinion. Kofi Kingston as IC champion, I don't remember exactly which reign it was. It might be his second, his first, his third, I'm not too sure. But there was one of Kofi's reigns where he would constantly defend the title. And he would defend the title, against against multiple guys, like in 3-way matches, 4-way matches, on a consistent basis on pay-per-views. Like I said, I'm not sure which one of his reigns that was, but it was a time where he was on Raw and not on SmackDown. Well, he is on Raw right now, I believe. Yeah, he is. So I'm not exactly sure which reign that was, but that was a pretty good reign in my opinion. I mean, there wasn't exactly too many storylines with Kofi during that time, with him as the champion, but he was a fighting champion. He defended the title on a regular basis. The title was not forgotten during that time. They were actually defending the title. Well, Kofi was defending the title at that time at a good, regular basis. When Ezekiel Jackson was the champion, not so much, and when Wade Barrett was the champion, not so much either. But when Rhodes was the champion, that was great, and one of the greatest moments of his reign is him bringing back the classic IC title. That was freaking cool. I think that's definitely, one of the moments that stand out in his title reign. But on top of that, he was a strong champion, he was booked strongly. He wasn't one of those champions where he'd lose a freaking non-title match every single week against a main eventer or something like that. No, he'd have actually some good matches with main eventers, be put in big pay-per-view matches, actually win some matches against some main eventers, some world champions. While he was the IC champion, he did beat Randy Orton in a one-on-one match on Raw, so that was pretty big. He was victorious at Survivor Series while still the champion. When it was Team Wade Barrett, I believe, versus Team Randy Orton, he was one of the two last guys. He was in the Elimination Chamber match, and not just that, but his opponents as champion. When he defended his championship, he defended his title against a good amount of guys. defended the title against John Morrison, defended the title against legends like Booker T. He defended the title against Ted DiBiase, his former legacy partner. I mean, yeah, DiBiase is pretty much a low carder right now, mid carder maybe. But you know, he just had a good reign. Had some good opponents. Defended the title on a regular basis. Just had some good main event matches. Beat some main event guys. So just a bunch of things that made his reign just so great. You know, he was a great Intercontinental champion. But then, you know, he went on to lose it to the Big Show at WrestleMania. One thing that would have made Rhodes' title reign a bit better, I guess, would be if he faced, you know, Goldust at WrestleMania instead of the Big Show. You know, it looked like they were going to do a program between Goldust and Rhodes. They had a few backstage segments between the two. They had Goldust calling out Cody Rhodes on his actions. And you know, on his actions and him, you know, insulting Booker T and stuff. So Rhodes attacked Goldust. Usually, when a superstar attacks another superstar, it leads to a feud. But seems like they just ditched that, and instead, a few months later, they released Goldust, or Goldust asked for his release. I'm pretty sure they released Goldust. I'm not too sure about the situation, but it sucks that we didn't get to see Cody Rhodes defend the IC title against Goldust at WrestleMania. If he would have won that match, that would have been great for Cody Rhodes. But instead, we had Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the title at WrestleMania, where Big Show finally broke his losing streak, his one-on-one losing streak at WrestleMania, and beat Rhodes for the title. So yeah, that's about it for Rhodes. Now let's talk about Christian. I'm a big Christian fan. Christian is one of my favorite superstars on SmackDown. My top two faves right now on SmackDown are Christian and Daniel Bryan. And you know, when it comes to Christian right now, him currently being the IC champion came as a total surprise. I mean, I didn't see Christian being the champion at this time at all, you know, before Over the Limits. You know, he just came, really no dirt sheet site, really no sites reported Christian would be returning at Over the Limit. So that was pretty cool, because you know it made for a good surprise at the pay-per-view with Christian returning in the People Power Battle Royale and then winning that. You know, once he returned to compete in that match, I was like, okay, Christian's winning this, no doubt about it. Then he wins this match. And he chooses Santino, since the winner of that match got to choose which champion he would challenge. He chose Santino, so I was like, I don't get it. I mean, it looked like he was a face, you know, since he did return and he got double teamed in the match by David Otunga and somebody else. I forgot who it was, but he got double teamed in that match. Oh yeah, David Otunga and The Miz got double teamed by those guys, and you know, he was victorious despite that. So I was thinking, okay, he's gonna challenge Rhodes for the IC title, but no, he challenges Santino. So I was like, oh, that wasn't expected. So that was another surprise. But then backstage, he changes his mind to Rhodes, so they flipped the switch, I guess, on us again. Pun intended, you know, since he did have a T-shirt that did say. By the way, why doesn't he wear that T-shirt anymore? I don't get that. That was his newest T-shirt, you know, the flip the switch T-shirt. But he went back to the old Peep Show T-shirt. So yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know. It's not like it was a heel T-shirt, really. It just says hit the switch. It doesn't say really any heel sayings. It's not like it says one more match on it or anything. You know, one of the disadvantages of Christian returning as a face is that we're probably not gonna hear, you know, him complaining about one more match anymore. I actually like that. That's one of the things I liked about heel Christian. Him coming out every single time and asking for one more match. Even the fans, you know, would say it with him. You know, they would chant one more match with Christian, even though he was a heel at that time. And although, you know, he's now a champion, he's holding the IC title, and that's cool. No, whenever Christian's holding a title, I'm cool with that. As long as it's a singles title. When you hold a tag team title, Right now, especially right now, it doesn't mean too much. So yeah, but when it comes to Christian, I just want him to hold that World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE title for a good amount of time. I doubt he's gonna hold the WWE title for a good amount of time. So I'm hoping he wins the World Heavyweight Championship soon or at some point and holds it for a good amount of time, not just 3 weeks or something like that and then loses it once again. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm for Christian holding the IC title. That's cool and all, but it'd be even better if Christian were holding the World Heavyweight Championship. I think he'd make a much better champion or a much more entertaining champion than Sheamus. But judging from how Christian has been booked, in the past, especially when facing Sheamus himself. I don't think they see Christian as a better main event star than Sheamus. Now with Randy suspended, maybe Christian could get that spot. Maybe Christian could now, contend with Sheamus and compete with him for the World Heavyweight Championship and possibly win that. But, there's a short amount of time left for this video, so let's focus on the IC title here. I'm really hoping that Christian holds on to this title longer than he held on to the World Heavyweight Championship. So longer than 5 days and longer than a month. So I'm hoping he gets a long, good title reign, and I'm pretty sure he wins this Sunday at No Way Out and retains the title against Cody Rhodes. Christian as champion can have a lot of good title defenses and feuds, especially now with the brand split being pretty much irrelevant, where Raw superstars could challenge for the IC title, SmackDown superstars could challenge for the US title. I mean, just look at No Way Out. It's a good example of this. You've got a Raw superstar and Dolph Ziggler challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship, Sheamus' title. And you've got Daniel Bryan, who's on SmackDown, challenging CM Punk for the WWE title. So I guess the brand split. Right now, I guess, SmackDown superstars can challenge, Raw champions and vice versa. So Christian, I'd love to see Christian versus Rey Mysterio for the IC title. That would be a freaking great match. You could also have Christian defending the title against The Miz, Christian versus Damien Sandow, and a bunch of other guys. So, there should be a good amount of competition for Christian as IC champion. I'm looking forward to a good reign for Christian. Once he loses it to maybe somebody like Damien Sandow to put him over or something like that, he can move on to the World Heavyweight Championship for one more match. So anyways, that's about it, guys, for this video. That's my pick for the Intercontinental Championship match. I think Christian's gonna retain his championship. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm out, guys. See ya.